Hello everyone. Welcome to ManageEngine's webinar on extending the scope of comprehensive network monitoring with OpManager. I hope you can hear me and see the presentation clearly. Please use the chat window to confirm the same. I'll wait for a moment to get the confirmation. The goal of this webinar is to help you extend the scope of network monitoring and make you utilize OpManager in the best way possible. I hope this objective gets met by the end of the session. I also would like to let you know that there are a few panelists with us today. Please feel free to raise your queries in the chat panel and they'll be happy to answer all your questions right away. So before we move ahead, I'll quickly introduce myself. I'm Aishwarya Giridharan, working as product consultant for ManageEngine IPAM. And today I'll help you take a simple approach to extend the monitoring capabilities of OpManager, that is drill into the finer aspects of the network like bandwidth, firewall configurations, IPs, switches, and business critical applications. I'm glad to meet you all in this training session. So here is the agenda for today's session. So this is how our next 60 minutes is going to be split into. So first, we will discuss the importance of customer experience. Next, we will address the complexities in IT operations management, and we will see if diverse tools can actually improve your network's performance. Let's see how we can extend OpManager's scope in monitoring your network, and we'll talk about OpManager's modules, and we'll discuss a few use cases to understand OpManager's extended functionalities from your network's point of view. And finally, we will see how these modules are advantageous, its price point, and how you can get started. Note that the recorded version of this webinar, along with the presentation, will be emailed to you by tomorrow for your future reference. With that being said, let's begin with the importance of customer experience right away. So, what are the present-day customers actually looking for? With the advent of internet and technological advancements, customers now accomplish various tasks effortlessly from the comfort of their homes. Not just that, with the introduction of hybrid work culture, people now are not limited by time and location and are exposed to multiple applications and collaboration tools in their day-to-day lives. People have grown accustomed to this change, and this in turn has made organizations focus on providing better customer experience in order to sustain. And to achieve this, organizations have to focus on improving their infrastructure, and this is where digital transformation comes into the picture. So with the advancement comes the complexity, and to address the emerging network problems in a developed infrastructure, relying solely on just network monitoring cannot be sufficient. This complexity can be tackled by taking a more holistic network management approach, and this is what we'll be talking about today. So let's take a look at this simple network diagram. The modern day networks aren't as straightforward as before. Networks now involve a multitude of interconnected devices ranging from computers, servers, smartphones, IoT devices, and cloud services. So the rise of virtualization and software-defined networking has introduced additional layers of complexities into your networks today, and the network configurations have become more dynamic. So network faults such as misconfiguration, improper network traffic, or take IP conflicts, the VPN configuration errors, and application errors occur every now and then in this hybrid network architecture. So if we take misconfiguration, it can lead to a disruption in network connectivity, security vulnerabilities, and performance issues. Or the anomalies in traffic patterns can indicate potential security breaches, unauthorized access attempts, or performance bottlenecks. Or if we take IP conflicts, they occur when multiple devices on a network are assigned the same IP address, and they lead to connectivity issues and network instability. Or if we take VPN configuration errors, so what they'll do, they can cause connection failures or even compromise the security of your entire network. And if we take application related issues. So it can cause performance issues that can impact user experience or even disrupt critical processes running in your network. So, however, if you think implementing a separate tool for each of these network issues can be a solution, it will become time consuming and difficult to learn. So, according to a recent survey by Enterprise Management Associates, in 2020, 41% of network teams used 4 or 5 tools to manage their networks. In 2022, only 23% use 4 or 5 tools. Meanwhile, the number of teams that use 11 to 15 tools increased from 9% in 2020 to 22% in 2022. As we can see, about 20% of network teams have shifted to using more tools. But do diverse tools actually enhance network management? Say, suppose you end up implementing multiple tools, wherein each tool separately will work efficiently to solve the intended problem. But you will end up gathering a lot of data instead of insights. And a tool which is feature rich and integrated enough will help you manage and correlate all the data, transforming the confusing numbers into insightful information, thereby helping you improve your network's performance. So ManageEngine OpManager is one such bundled product that will help you manage your entire network with ease. With OpManager, you get to manage traffic and bandwidth, configuration changes, firewalls and logs, IP address and switch ports, and you'll be able to monitor business critical applications all from a single console. So how do you achieve all of this with OpManager? All you need to do is to enable the required modules according to your monitoring preference. And how do you do it? Let us see that in the product. So navigate to the gear icon that's here, present here, and you will go and click the displayed modules that's present here. And you will need to just enable the required modules based on your organization's requirement and click on save. So enabling modules inside OpManager is as simple as that. And once you have enabled the required modules, they will become integrated into your OpManager setup. And as you can see, the NetFlow, NCM, Firewall, IPAM, all the integrated modules are present within OpManager. So now that we have understood how to enable these modules with OpManager, let us understand some use cases to see how they improve your network management. And the first module we'll be addressing today is the flow analysis module. So this flow analysis module is a complete traffic analytics tool that leverages flow technologies like SFlow, JFlow, AppFlow, NetStream, etc. to provide real-time visibility into the network bandwidth performance. So it primarily helps with bandwidth monitoring to optimize your network by giving a holistic view of your network's bandwidth and traffic patterns. This module is a unified network traffic monitor that collects, analyzes, and reports about what your network bandwidth is being used for and by whom. So here are some of the top features of flow analysis module. So the traffic analysis and bandwidth monitoring helps you collect and analyze network traffic patterns and get real-time traffic behavior and bandwidth usage by application, interface, devices, etc. And the WLC monitoring feature will help you monitor bandwidth usage of wireless controllers, access points, and get details of the SSIDs along with the associated IP and MAC addresses. The deep packet inspection feature helps you measure the critical metrics such as application and network response time for TCP and UDP protocols. The security analysis feature in the flow analysis module will help you detect the internal and external security threats and help you evaluate your network's security posture. And the capacity planning report feature will help you find the overall traffic usage of the network and the top applications using the most bandwidth. And also, it will help you see if their usage is strictly necessary or not. You'll be able to allocate more bandwidth or restrict usage accordingly based on the gathered insights. So let us understand the product better with a few use cases. And in the upcoming slides, we have listed a comprehensive set of 10 use cases featuring 2 scenarios for each of the module. These top use cases specifically focus on addressing common network faults in a hybrid network architecture. So let's discuss the first use case. We have been experiencing continuous network slowdowns. Though OpManager reports that there are traffic congestion, we are not able to find the source of the problem. How do we fix this? So the question is, where do we start troubleshooting this issue? So first, you need to start analyzing the issue and see where it has originated from. And as mentioned in the use case, the network slowdowns can be due to anything from video streaming applications to bulk file transfers, and not being able to figure out which protocol or take an application is using the most bandwidth and causing the slowness can result in draining your bandwidth and your organization's budget with unaffordable upgrades. So when there is a high traffic volume, instead of increasing the bandwidth, drill down into specific applications, users, ports, and conversations, and try identifying the top traffic destinations. With this module, you'll be able to gain in-depth visibility into your network traffic, and you'll be able to analyze the usage patterns. So first, we'll navigate into the product to understand how we'll resolve this use case. So navigate to the NetFlow dashboard, and the first thing you'll do is to understand the traffic pattern by just looking at the dashboard. So it will help the network administrator get an idea about the traffic flow into your network just by looking at the dashboard as soon as they log into the network. So the next feature that will help you resolve this is by generating a capacity planning report. For that, you need to go to Reports, NetFlow, and navigate to Capacity Planning Report. Now we'll select the source and we'll specify the traffic type, and I'll take for last 6 hours. We'll generate a report for this. So as we can see, generating a capacity planning report for a particular device or interface will help you to drill down into the finer aspects of the network. So this capacity planning feature in flow analysis module will help you make informed decision about your network's bandwidth. So it details on the traffic trend and bandwidth utilization pattern over a period of time. The capacity planning feature is available for all interfaces and IP groups. Suppose you wanted to understand which application is using most of your bandwidth. For that, you need to just scroll down, and here you'll see a graph. And this will help you understand which applications use a high volume of bandwidth in your network. So by implementing this module, you'll be able to understand the traffic patterns, which will help you safely reroute traffic back, thereby helping you save a lot in the upgrade costs. So with the capacity planning feature, you'll be able to resolve this use case. Let's move ahead with the next one. My employees sometimes watch streaming services during business hours, but I also need to ensure adequate bandwidth for business critical services. Is there a way to strike a balance? So you will already have real-time visibility into the network traffic with this flow analysis module. So now all you need is some extended feature to help you manage your bandwidth efficiently. So the QoS bandwidth shaping policy in this module will allow you to edit or apply QoS policy for mission critical traffic. Let's again navigate to the product and see how this feature works. Go to network, navigate to flow analysis. And here you'll be able to see the devices, and you click on the particular device, and we'll navigate to the device snapshot page. And this particular tab will help you understand the traffic, the incoming and outgoing traffic in this particular device. And here you see something called the QoS. Click on that. So this is all about the QoS policies in flow analysis module. So you first need to start prioritizing traffic with QoS policies for business critical services. And you'll be able to monitor and edit QoS policies by viewing the speed, utilization, in and out traffic of devices along with their interfaces. So you need to prioritize and differentiate traffic for critical applications or users, and this feature will help you do that. And in case if you wanted to add a new QoS policy, you can click on the sandwich icon here, and here you see something called the service policy ACL, and that will help you create new policies into the network. This flow analysis module also provides dynamic QoS policies that change their priorities based on the threshold values that are specified, and know that this can be automated with OpManager workflows. Let's go back to the presentation. So with the QoS traffic shaping policy, you'll be able to strike a balance by managing the bandwidth utilization in your organization effectively. So next, moving ahead, let's talk about the config management module. So the config management module is a multi-vendor network configuration and change management solution for switches, routers, firewalls, and other network devices. The network configuration management helps automate and take a complete control of entire lifecycle of device configuration management. So businesses today face huge losses due to network disasters, and the most common causes of network disasters are faulty configuration changes, compliance violations, and configuration conflicts. So such disasters can be reverted and avoided if network administrators have enhanced visibility and control over the change workflow. Using this module's user activity tracking, change management, and configuration backup features, you'll be able to make your network disaster proof. So let's discuss some of the top features of the config management module. So first is change management. So you'll be able to track real-time configuration changes, keep track of your configuration change history, and reduce the configuration errors with the help of this feature. The compliance management feature will help your organization comply with government mandated and industry specific standards and regulations to effectively manage risks, safeguard sensitive data, and maintain system integrity. The automated config backup feature prevents network issues and performance degradation of business critical devices by automatically backing up their configuration changes. And the configlets feature will help you make a bulk change in your network, like changing password to multiple devices by just executing a script template. And with firmware vulnerability management feature, you'll be able to identify potential firmware security vulnerabilities by correlating firmware vulnerability data with network devices. And finally, the diffview feature will help you get to the root cause of network configuration issues by comparing different device configurations and help you visualize configuration changes and initiate appropriate remediation measures. We'll move on to the use cases. Here's the first use case for this module. OpManager notified that one of our main links to the data center is down. After hours of analysis, we found it was because of an unauthorized faulty configuration change. How can we track such changes to avoid unexpected disasters? So, without a proper configuration change management software, your organization can have a direct impact on its operations, customer satisfaction, and even overall business reputation. Therefore, it is very important to establish an effective configuration change management process to mitigate these risks and ensure a reliable and secure network infrastructure. So to address this, our config management module has change management feature, enabling you to track configuration modifications in real time. With this feature, you will be able to track configuration changes, get instant notifications, and prevent unauthorized changes to make your network environment secure and compliant. So let's navigate to the product. go to settings. And once you have enabled the modules, you will find all the enabled modules listed here. Now go to NCM. And here you see something called change notifications. Click on that. So we already have a few change notifications that are running in the setup. And let me show you how to add a new change notification. So here you have, so I'll name this rollback. And suppose if you enable email, you will receive all the notifications through email. You can receive notification through SNMP traps, syslogs, tickets, etc. And when you configure this notification profile, you will receive immediate notifications via all these channels that are mentioned here. So now you see something called rollback feature here. So you can choose to enable rollbacks for critical network devices, ensuring that no unauthorized changes are being made into your network. So by selecting this option, you'll be able to revert the changes automatically, either to the previous version or the version labeled as baseline. So now I'll select the rollback to version labeled as baseline and click on next. So here with this associate option, you will be able to associate this for the various devices. So the next feature that will help us with this use case scenario is the diffuse feature. And for that, you need to navigate to network config management. So here you have something called the diffuse icon. Click on that. So this module offers a more efficient solution by providing diffuse feature, allowing the network administrators to actually compare two configurations side by side. It can be of the same device or different devices also. So let me show you how it is done. So now we'll select device and the configuration version of it. And you can either choose the same device or different device depending upon the scenario. And now let me choose an earlier version of it. So this side-by-side comparison helps us understand the configuration changes that are being made in our network. And it is also color-coded for enhanced readability. So the ones in blue are the modified configurations, and the ones in red are the deleted configurations. And the ones that show up in green are newly added configurations that are made in your network. So with the help of the rollback capability and diffuse feature, you'll be able to make your network disaster proof. So let's move ahead with the next use case. So we have over 1,000 Cisco network devices, and we found out that some of our devices were not detecting back-to-back failed login attempts due to a misconfiguration. Is there a way to identify such devices and make bulk changes? So when this use case scenario is considered, multiple login attempts can be a sign of brute force attack, and this is a compliance violation. Organizations violating compliance will face hectic fines depending on the nature of violation, and this way the organization will be vulnerable to unauthorized access or leaks. So the first step is to identify the devices that are violating a particular industry, or it can even be an internal standard. So after identifying the devices, should you manually check the identified devices configuration for violation? Definitely not. That is not the best way to do it, and it involves a lot of manual work. So hence you require a module like this to make your task hassle-free, and it helps you achieve auditable network compliance across industry-specific policies. Again, let's navigate to the product to see how this feature works. For this, navigate to network, config management, and here you have something called compliance. Click on that. So every time a configuration is backed up, the config management module will automatically run a compliance check on the configurations that are changed, and it includes pre-configured compliance standards such as PCL, SOX, HIPAA, and Cisco iOS in default. Suppose you wanted to add a new compliance depending upon your organization's need. So you just need to click on this plus icon that's given in the top right corner. So with this, you'll be able to gain the flexibility to create custom policies from scratch based on your organization's requirement. So it also alerts and generates reports whenever a rule or policy is getting violated. And these reports assist in identifying any policy violations or gaps that need to be addressed in your network. Now that we have this policy to help your organization stay compliant, how would you remediate the back-to-back failed login attempts that we saw in the scenario due to this misconfiguration? For that, we have a feature called configlets. For that, you need to navigate to settings, click on NCM, and here you see something called configlets. Click on that. So this feature will enable you to execute bulk network operations where you can automate this using script templates which will be executed in minutes. So suppose you wanted to execute this right now, you can click on execute option that's given here. Or if you wanted to schedule it for later, you can click on the schedule option that's given here. So with this configlets and compliance management feature, you'll be able to remediate the back-to-back failed login attempts as given in the use case scenario. So moving on, let us talk about firewall log analysis module. So this firewall log analysis module is an agentless log analytics and configuration management software that will help network administrators to understand how bandwidth is being used in your network. And this module is vendor agnostic and supports almost all open source and commercial network firewalls such as Checkpoint, Cisco, Juniper, Fortinet, etc. So the log analysis module in OpManager will help you monitor firewall logs, firewall rules, and primarily it will help you ensure network security. So here are some of the top features of this module. So it is the first one is firewall policy management. So with this feature, you will be able to administer rules and policies to multiple firewalls, thereby ensuring compliance of rules, identify rule anomalies, and optimize existing rule set for enhanced security. And the next feature is VPN and proxy server monitoring, which will help you ensure network privacy by monitoring active VPN users, user-specific and user group-specific VPN usage, sessions, and bandwidth consumed. And the next feature is firewall security auditing. With this, you will be able to identify firewall security-related issues. You'll be able to audit complete firewall security and perform a detailed firewall configuration analysis. And the configuration change management feature in the log analysis module will help you monitor infrastructure-wide configuration changes, pinpoint changes that gave rise to network issues, and you'll be able to initiate corrective actions to rectify them also. The network traffic and bandwidth monitoring feature here helps you perform network behavioral analysis by monitoring for sudden spikes in bandwidth consumption and get in-depth detail about the users. And the network forensic auditing feature helps you examine network logs and pinpoint the log entry that indicates the cause of a security event in minutes. So let us move ahead with the use cases. In Q1 2021, there was a 1916% increase in attacks against Fortinet's SSL VPN and a 1527% increase in Pulse Connect Secure VPN. These vulnerabilities allow a threat actor to gain access to a network. Once they are in, they can exfiltrate information and deploy ransomware. Is your VPN safe? So this log analysis module helps track VPN connections for both remote host VPNs and site-to-site VPNs. So with the help of VPN reports feature, You'll be able to monitor VPN activity, VPN traffic usage, identify high bandwidth consumption. You'll be able to track destination URLs and even block unwanted traffic. So let's go to the UI and see how this VPN reports feature will help us, save your network against the VPN issues. So for that, you need to go to reports, click on firewall, and here you see something called the VPN reports. Click on that. So if you wanted to know who logged into the VPN, all you need to do is click on the VPN sessions here. So this will help you understand who logged into the VPN. And if you wanted to understand which VPN sessions and users have the longest duration, for that you need to go and click the top users that's given here. So that will help you understand the duration. The VPN sessions and users which have used the longest duration. And if you wanted to know how many VPN logins occur every day, you need to click on VPN trend report that's given here. That will help you understand the trend of VPN logins every day for the last 7 days and last 30 days. And if you wanted to know what the VPN usage trends are, again, with the help of VPN trend report, you'll be able to understand that. And if you wanted to know how many VPN user sessions are currently live, you can also do that with active VPN users, which will help you understand the live VPN user sessions. And if you wanted to know how much bandwidth each user consumes via VPN, you can again go to VPN reports. So this will help you understand the amount of bandwidth each user consumes via VPN. So if VPN usage increases during a specific day or hour, you'll be able to set thresholds, and through alarms, you'll get alerted if there's any spike in the usage of VPN. So by implementing this module, you will be able to ensure that your VPN is safe. Let's go back to the presentation. So here's the next use case. I had to manually review around 2000 rules across 7 firewalls, Cisco ASA and FortiGate, and look for excessive permissions, services, etc. I had forgotten to remove an outdated firewall rule that allowed unauthorized network access. Is there a way to simplify this process so we can ensure a firewall is safe? So yeah, it is understandable. Manually documenting all firewall rules and reviewing them on a regular basis is a time-consuming task. So you can overcome this with the help of this module's firewall policy management feature, which offers API or CLI-based rule management and helps security administrators track policy changes and optimize firewalls performance. Let's go back to the UI and see what feature helps us here. So here we have something called policy overview. So this policy overview gives you an overall status of firewall rule usage in your network. So this includes allowed or denied rules, inbound and outbound rules, inactive rules, and much more. So the next feature is policy optimization. So this will help you optimize the firewall policy by identifying generalization, correlation, grouping anomalies, etc. And not just that, this module analyzes various rule interactions and anomalies to provide suggestions on rule positioning and estimate the performance improvement for a suggested change made. The next feature is rule cleanup. Firewall Analyzer module also provides a detailed list of unused firewall rules, objects, and interfaces. So this feature provides a high-level overview of which rules, objects, and interfaces can be removed or deactivated in your network. So the next one is the rule reorder feature. So with this feature, you will also get suggestions on rule repositioning for better firewall performance from the rule reorder feature. And we have something called the rule impact here. So the rule impact feature performs in-depth impact analysis for a proposed new rule, allowing you to determine if the new rule is going to impact the existing rule set negatively or not. So let's click on the report here, and this is how the generated report will look like. So this rule management feature in the log analysis module will help you automate rule management in your network effectively. So moving on, we will be looking at the IPAM module of OpManager. So this IP address management module is geared towards helping you to efficiently monitor, diagnose, and troubleshoot IT resources. So it complements existing management tools by providing troubleshooting and real-time monitoring capabilities. It helps network administrators manage their switches, IP address space with ease and with a comprehensive set of over 20 tools. This module helps with network monitoring tasks like detecting a rogue device intrusion, keeping an eye on bandwidth usage, monitoring availability of critical devices, backing up Cisco configuration files, and much more. So here is the list of top features of IP address management module. So the first one is IP address scanning, which helps you scan your IPv4 and IPv6 subnets in real time, and you'll be able to schedule scanning to monitor your IP address space consistently. The next is IP management, which will help you uh, manage the status of your IPs by marking them based on their reserved status, IP availability, and authenticity. Next one is DHCP scope monitoring, which helps you manage and monitor your DHCP server and scopes by gaining visibility into how the individual IPs are behaving and how the IPs are mapped into inside the DHCP server. And the next feature is switch port mapping. This feature helps you view which switch ports are connected to which MAC address or IP address and the DNS server, and will help you monitor them effectively. And we have another feature called remote switch port blocking, wherein on identifying a device to be rogue, the network administrators can use the rogue device detection feature to remotely block the switch port, facilitating the access for rogue devices. And the under feature is IP request tool, which will help you discover your Active Directory into the console, identify trusted devices, and will help you map MAC IP addresses effectively. So let's move ahead with the use case. In a medium-sized enterprise with a complex network infrastructure and multiple network devices in remote locations, each component requires a unique IP address to connect with the organizational network. How can they monitor, track, and manage the allocation and deallocation of a large number of IP addresses? So, without an IPAM solution, managing IP addresses manually becomes challenging and prone to errors. So, IP conflicts may occur, causing network connectivity issues and troubleshooting difficulties. So, additionally, it becomes difficult to track IP address assignments, lease duration, DNS records, etc. So, let's go to the product and see what feature can help us here. So, go to network, click on IP management. So, these are the subnets that are present within a supernet. And let me click on a particular subnet. That will help me list all the IP addresses present within the subnet. So the first feature is the centralized IP address management. So this module provides a single platform where the network administrators can manage IP address allocations, subnet configurations, supernet aggregations, and DHCP scope records across the entire network. Now, so the next one is IP address tracking and auditing. So this solution maintains a comprehensive log of IP address assignments, modifications, and historical data. So the network administrators can easily track and audit IP address usage, and they'll be able to troubleshoot issues easily. And the next feature that will help us is, let me navigate, settings, OpUtils, and IP address manager. So here I'll go to configure alerts, and the other feature is the IP conflict resolution. So the IPAM solution continuously monitors the network for IP address conflicts and alerts administrators when conflicts occur. So it assists in identifying conflicting devices and enables the network administrators to instantly mitigate the issues by offering in-depth insights into these devices. So by implementing an IPAM solution, the enterprise can effectively manage IP addresses, reduce manual overhead, minimize network disruptions due to IP conflicts, and they'll be able to maintain a secure and well-organized network infrastructure. Moving on to the next use case. We are slightly clueless about the device being added to our network on a daily basis. Is there a way to identify and prevent unauthorized device additions? So, in this scenario, the rogue device detection solution plays a crucial role in maintaining the network security. Again, let's navigate to the product, to network, IP management, and here we have the rogue detection. So, the rogue detection solution, continuously scans the network for any unauthorized or rogue devices that have been connected to the network. So in the event of a security incident, the rogue device detection solution provides valuable information for incident response and forensic investigations. And the next feature that will help you out here is the remote blocking feature. So here you have that. So on identifying a device to be rogue, the network administrators can use the rogue device detection module to remotely block or unblock the switch port, facilitating access for the rogue devices in the network. And the last feature that will help you out here is go to settings, OpUtils, rogue detection. So when a rogue device is detected, the solution generates instant alerts and notifications. So the network administrators can view information such as newly detected devices, MAC address, IP address, and other relevant details such as connecting switch port details, etc. So you can configure to receive the alert through email or syslogs by enabling this here and click on save. So this way you'll be able to identify and prevent unauthorized device additions into your network. So let's go back to the presentation. So the final module we'll be discussing is the applications monitoring module. So now you might be using OpManager to monitor your servers and VMs. Additionally, you might also want to be aware of the performance of other applications in your network infrastructures like databases, web servers, middleware, ERP, containers, etc. Sometimes following the fragmented approach of using multiple monitoring tools might not give you the contextual insight or the clarity that you might be needing into the application point of view. So it would be easier if you were able to understand the performance of your applications and networks from a single console. And this is where our applications monitoring module for OpManager, the applications manager, comes in handy. So this module is an application performance monitoring solution that supports 150 plus technologies, both on-premise and cloud, all from your single OpManager console. So this will allow you to understand where exactly the issues lie, whether it is on the application side or the network side. So here are some of the top features of this module. So the first is application performance monitoring. So this will help you overcome performance bottlenecks, have round the clock visibility into your application's back end performance, and proactively isolate issues and rectify them. The next feature is infrastructure monitoring. With this, you will be able to monitor your entire application stack and have complete coverage of your entire IT infrastructure, as it supports monitoring for applications, server, databases, cloud components, container services, etc. The next feature here is hybrid cloud monitoring. So you'll be able to proactively monitor and troubleshoot business critical applications that are hosted across public or private cloud, or even on-prem infrastructure. And another feature is digital experience monitoring, wherein you will be able to simulate the digital journey of an end user, identify instances of performance anomalies, and understand how consumer experience varies across different demographics. Moving on to the use case. So recently we moved some of our end user applications to cloud. We don't have enough visibility into those applications. Is it possible to monitor those applications? So yes, with the help of this module, you'll be able to monitor applications that are on cloud, on premise. So many organizations are migrating some of their applications to cloud while maintaining some of the critical ones on premise. When this is the case, it is critical for the administrators to have a consolidated view of applications that are hosted on cloud and on premise from a single console. So this module offers support for both legacy and modern applications, and will help you gain deeper visibility into key performance metrics, allowing you to take corrective actions and troubleshoot issues before the users are affected. So let's go to the product. So here you see the applications tab, click on that. Here you have monitors, and under the database servers, we'll go to PostgreSQL. So go to a particular, and so with this module, you'll be able to discover applications across your on-premise and cloud platforms from your OpManager console, and you'll be able to gain in-depth visibility into key performance metrics of your business critical applications. You'll be able to identify bottlenecks and receive AI-assisted alerts for monitored applications within your OpManager console itself. And you'll be able to visualize the performance trends and plan resource utilization with ML-based forecasting for your applications, just as you do for network. So this will help you. And the next use cases, I have a dynamic environment in AWS. Due to high load on my instances, auto scaling is enabled. However, I'm not clear on how many EC2 instances are created or deleted. Can I get a notification during this instance creation or deletion? So with this module support for AWS, your IT team will be able to monitor and receive notifications during instance creation or deletion as a part of auto scaling events. So by configuring the tool to track auto scaling events, you'll be able to gain real-time visibility into the number of instances being created or terminated. So let's navigate to the product again. So here we have the cloud applications, and here we have EC2. So we have visibility into the instances that exist on AWS cloud and their availability over the period of time. And we also have a brief over the top view of performance of each of these instances in terms of CPU utilization, idle time, the in and out traffic, etc. And now let me navigate to monitors, cloud applications, Amazon. So here we have the AWS cloud and containers. So now if the cloud provider makes changes to Amazon AWS bucket by creating new containers and their instances, or even deleted instances, so the details regarding the changes will be reflected in the Amazon AWS monitor. So users will be notified regarding the changes to the containers in terms of added or deleted instances via the cloud actions here. So for that, so this is enabled automatically. All you need to do is to execute this. And additionally, this module also tracks the costs incurred in a month by keeping the budgets in check, thereby analyzing historic usage trends. For that, you need to navigate to the Monitors tab, then go to Cloud Applications, Amazon, and here you have the billing. So this module helps you keep the budgets in check. You'll be able to analyze historic usage trends and help stick to the allocated budget. And this can be done with the help of this billing feature. Yeah. Now, how can OpManager's modules benefit your organization? So you'll be able to achieve scalability, flexibility, customization. You'll be able to save a lot of time and cost. If you're going for custom development, it will cost you a lot, and it will waste a lot of time. With OpManager, you will be able to save a lot of time and cost. And to know more about the pricing of various modules in OpManager, kindly check the link posted in the webinar chat panel and let us know. And you'll also have enhanced functionality and integration with other third-party tools. So before we move on, I request all of you to please take a moment and participate in the polls and let us know the feedback about the session. So you can learn more on how to use our products from our help pages. And here's the link for it. Also, you can participate in online forum and let us know your opinions and queries about the product. So if you need further help, please mail us in the given mail ID or call us in any of these numbers. With this, we come to the end of the session, and I thank each and every one of you for patiently listening throughout. Thank you.